All right, we got one person here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Paul? Do I have volume this time? Good. All right, we're going to wait a few minutes and let people come back in. I'm sorry. That was a YouTube glitch. It's not on my end. Sorry about that. Anyway, this sounds good. Again, guys, I'm Johnny Scoville. This is Chase the Heat. This is going to be a review and question answer with the family. All right, so let me read this to you again real quick because this was lost last time. If people are just going to watch it now, I want to make sure they get the ingredients. Stuff does happen, Dylan, but I'm at the helm. I feel guilty, you know. Anyway, we had like 60 people or 70 people. Now we have 8, so it's sort of a bummer, but hopefully people will come back. All right. Hellboy Hot Sauce, folks. Legendary and all natural. Wake up the devil in you. This is an amazing blend of super hot peppers, including Buchalokia, Trinidad Scorpion, Red Habaneros, 7-pot Primos. A little taste of hell, it says. Extremely hot. Go to hellfirehotsauce.com and check them out. All right. You guys know that I'm a big fan of Hellfire. Look at all the good stuff in there. There's always all kinds of substance and texture and good stuff on the inside. You know, all of Hellfire's has sort of a similar, there's a common aroma, but this one, pick up some garlic, some onion, but very, very, very pepper forward. It really is. All right. We're going to give this a taste. Can you hear me now? Zach and Dad, can you hear me now? All right. So this is, you're going to find that Hellfire has thick sauces. I like that a lot. They also utilize sun-dried tomatoes frequently in their sauces, which give it a great flavor. It takes away a lot of the bitterness from the super hots and gives it great texture as well. If you guys have some friends around, you can tag them, let them know that we're going live. We lost like almost everybody. Of course, we didn't lose you. I appreciate that. All right. Very similar aroma on the spoon. No real change. This is a hot sauce, you guys. This is noticeably hotter than Anu and Rama. So thank you for joining me. We're going to do question and answer when I'm done with this review. Glad you guys are here. I'm Johnny Scoville. Let's Chase the Heat. Now, this is a hot sauce, all right? Now, give you a little information about this one, all right? It has a very similar flavor. This is the one I reviewed yesterday, Anun and Rama. All right, it's the first one in the 4 series. This has a very similar profile. It's just a step hotter, and it is a step hotter. This is relatively mild. The great flavor in the sauce, though. Great substance, great texture. It's a pepper. Listen, if you guys – there are a lot of people on here that are not – there are a lot of pepperheads on here. If you're a pepperhead, you'll like this company. Hey, Desiree, do me a favor if you can. Can you put a maybe Rob also, if you can just do a quick announcement on Facebook that we're live now and here and not on Facebook, so maybe we'll get a few more people to join us. All right. Let me have a little bit more. The heat on this, it's definitely noticeably much hotter than the Anun and Rama. I don't know what the sodium is on this. I would imagine it's fairly salty. I like, you guys know this. I like salty stuff. I dig the saltiness of this. If you do not like salty stuff, if salt is not something you like, this may not be your favorite, but I like it, and this really resonates with me. Let me do this real quick. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate you guys a lot. I'm going to try to get the ingredients because they're worth reading. All right. You know what's funny? Lawn Dog said sometimes licking the bottle after can be shocking. I've had people that have given me a hard time about that. Like, I can't believe you licked the bottle. I'm like, dude, if I come into your home, I open your fridge and I grab a bottle of hot sauce and lick the top of it, be mad at me. It's my bottle. Just saying. Anyway, let me give you the ingredients on this. All right. Caribbean red habanero pepper mash. All right. That consists of red habanero peppers and vinegar. Then we've got distilled vinegar. We've got buchalokia peppers and salt. We've got 7-pot Primo red, 7-pot Primo pepper mash, which are 7-pot Primos and vinegar. Trinidad Scorpion pepper mash, which is Trinidad Scorpions and salt. Sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, sea salt, and cumin. I thought there was onion in this. There's not. You know, I know a few people who do not appreciate sun-dried tomatoes in hot sauce. I think it's fantastic. I'm a big fan. If you're somebody who's doesn't eat anything hot, this should be really hot for you. Probably like probably a good solid 7. Yeah, probably a very solid 7. If you're navigating the Capsaicin highway, okay, you're going to find it probably about a 5 or a 6, maybe a 6. But great, there's seeds and it's just great texture. It's very flavorful. All right, so I didn't bring anything to drink. I know it doesn't really matter, I guess. All right, so before we get into the question and answers, don't forget, everybody, get you a bottle of Tabasco Original. All right. We're going to do a taste test all together on Monday at the same time. All right, let's do some question and answer. Zach and Dad says, are we all doing good? How are we doing tonight? I'm great. Thank you for asking. Scotty Verse. I mean, Automan Dan, beautiful. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. If you're just joining us back and after the glitch, which was a YouTube problem, not a Johnny problem, I reviewed Hellboy Hot Sauce. Listen, if you're a pepper fan and you like sauces that are pepper forward, you will love this. Delicious. Desiree's not going to New Zealand this year, maybe next year. Do I drink alcohol? No, I do not. Johnny has a pepper you've eaten. Okay, Dylan Lehman Anderson says, Johnny, have you had a pepper that you've eaten that ever made you slightly who say? Sure, plenty of times. Not one pepper, like multiple peppers. I mentioned, in fact, when I was reading on the first video before the thing died, the volume went out. I was saying that there were 7-pot Primos in here. I did a video where I tried to eat 30 and ate 25. I get auditory hallucinations all the time. There's a video where I ate 8 Reapers in one video. I hallucinate on that. It happens a lot. Interesting. Usually starts in my ears. Carolyn Kennard, what are you most looking forward to in New Zealand? Good question, Carolyn. It's a beautiful place. It's the legendary beauty of New Zealand is one thing. I've been looking at a lot of pictures. It's a gorgeous place. I'm looking forward to meeting people I haven't met that I've been friends with for a long time. I'm excited about the peppers and that I'll be eating there. Just going to a different place, you know, it's just fun. It's seeing a place you've never been at is really, really neat. So that's what's going to be exciting for me. I wish I could take you all with me, you know. What happens if a non-chili eats a Reaper? Michael James asks. Bum him out horrifically. He wouldn't die. It wouldn't kill you, but it just really, you know, disrupt the next 24 hours probably. You know, when you eat it immediately, the heat ramps up really, really quick with a Reaper. It's kind of a violent burn. So it would hurt you pretty hard. It would bum them out. They probably would. Here's a problem. When somebody pranks somebody like that, or they eat this and they eat a Reaper, they'd never go back and eating peppers again. It ruins somebody that could have been on the same journey we're on. That's why I hate pranking people. Somebody volunteers, they want to eat a Reaper, let them, but don't prank anybody. Johnny is a super hot hotter than a Reaper? A super hot, hotter than a Reaper. Reaper is a super hot. You know, to me, you know, I don't know. There's some people that probably call ghost pepper super hots. It's not. A ghost pepper is not a super hot to me. That's just a hot pepper. When you get into the scorpions, the Reapers, those are super hots, you know. But so they're kind of synonymous. I like Long Dog Get Zombie. Like, I like that feeling when you get the endorphin rush and your fingers start tingling. The very first time it ever happened to me, I swear to you, I looked at my hands because I thought they'd be vibrating. I could feel them vibrating so much. My toes tingle, my ears burn, my scalp tingles. It's amazing. Astroman Dan, Pepper X is all lies. Nah, listen, you shouldn't say that. First of all, I don't know if you know Ed Curry. I do. He's a friend of mine. I've met him personally a bunch of times. You got to think about this. We don't get into negative things like this, but this is all I'm going to say on this matter. If I own the Reaper, the hottest pepper in the world, and I've got something I'm working on that's hotter, do you think I'm going to release it? I mean, do you? Automan Dan? I wouldn't. I'd hang on to that until somebody came out with a pepper hotter than the Reaper. They'd say, not so fast. So I wouldn't say it's nonsense. And if it is, the least we can do is give the guy the common decency to see what happens when it comes out. If it doesn't ever, then you can say something. But until then, I'm not growing any peppers now. I don't really have. Here's a problem. I wish I could. I have enough space in my backyard. I could probably put 10 plants, but time is the issue for me. I leave a lot. I travel a lot for the show. You know, like in 4 days, going to New Zealand. When I get back, I'm going right to see my son Junior graduate, and then I'm going straight to Chicago for the Chi-Town Hot Sauce Festival, seeing Paul and his wife. And then from there, I'm not sure what's next, but there's just every month there's something. So it's really difficult for me to have a plant. Anyway. Okay, have I ever 2B2s and tinfoil? 2B2s. Okay, it says, have you ever eaten something so hot that my belly said no more? Yeah, I think everybody has. If I sat in front of you and said no, that would be a lie. Yeah, I have. I mean, if I ever get sick, it's because of the floral and just too much volume. Like the only video I ever got sick on and threw up on was the double Valhalla challenge I tried. I got one down in half of the second. It was just too much. The volume was just too much. Certainly, there were people that were saying that I threw up because of the heat. It wasn't the heat. I've eaten things that were 10 times hotter than that. It was just the amount of it. That's all. It was a lot. So volume is going to make me get sick. Floral flavors will make me get sick, but heat, heat won't make me get sick. And heat, I can usually push through that. Yeah, Heiko's here. Heiko, good to see you, man. Yeah, I definitely want to be coming to Ottawa in May. That would be a very, very cool thing. Lawn Dog, Johnny, what's your day job? I don't have a day job. You're looking at it. I had a day job until about 6 months ago, and I decided I didn't really feel like doing my day job anymore. The channel was getting to the point where it was almost sustaining me. I don't make enough money. You guys know this. I don't make enough money from YouTube to survive. But between YouTube and the merchandise and like the tubes of terror and things like that, it works. But it's getting better all the time. So Hot Sauce Junkie Tim and Roger, we got some we have Pepper Royalty in the house here. It's awesome. You guys are great. Go check out their stuff. Check out Hot Damn Show and Hot Sauce Junkie Tim. You got to check them out. They're beasts. Excuse me. Hi, Jalen. You're back. I can't wait for pods either. Man, I miss it. As soon as I get back from New Zealand, it's pod season. I got a bunch of people that are looking to burn me hard this year, so I'm looking forward to it. The Nemesis, the aftermath, good question, Jim. That was a really hot candy bar. It was hotter than the Chilli Cherry Nightmare. It was. I had cramps for 2 or 3 hours, like good ones. The first hour, there were waves like every 2 minutes. just gripping, like just every time it was going, like you would make a turn in my intestine, I could feel it working its way through me. So it was pretty rough. And then it's kind of funny. You know how pregnancy, for the women that are watching, pregnancy contractions starts off slow, and each then you have some time, and another contraction happens, and as you're getting closer to birth, you get closer to closer, and the contractions get bigger and bigger. It's just the opposite when you have a pepper burn, when you get cap cramps from eating too much. Real intense cramps right now that are higher, and then they'll be coming waves, and as it goes, the waves will get further and further apart, and they'll subside each time just a little bit more. And anybody, I know that, Roger, I know you've done this, and Tim, I know you've done this. You get to the point where you're towards the end of the cramps, and you're having a bad wave, and you say to yourself, God, I hope that's the last wave. Have you guys done that? And you think, oh, I'm done. And then like another 5. You know, if you want to dance, you got to pay the band. And a really good capsaicin high, the currency for the band, sometimes are cap cramps. It's just part of the gig. If you're an older guy, how do you get around the enormous amount of sodium in hot sauces? Listen, I don't mean to be cavalier about things, Brad, but with the way I've lived, live a pretty good life right now. I walk a straight line. But if you knew the way I was when I was young, I'm not worried about sodium and I don't salt my food. Something's going to get me. It ain't going to be sodium from hot sauce. You know, I really don't. If it is, it is. It is what it is. Jeremy Marsh says, love the channel, man. Bought some hot sauces from someone locally here in Oklahoma. Ghost pepper, Trinidad scorpion pepper, and Oklahoma cry pepper. It was okay. I've never heard of the Oklahoma cry pepper. Kind of like it. Sounds good. Yep. Tim knows that feeling. Oh no. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me, or is the volume gone? You can hear me. Good. Okay, it's still here. Somebody said they couldn't hear me. Vinegar is prevalent in hot sauces because it's a great preservative. Plus, it adds flavor, but it's a great preservative. Now, a lot of sauces don't have them. You know, look, there are vinegar-based sauces, fruit sauces, you know, total pepper sauces. This is a vinegar-based sauce. I don't mind vinegar-based sauce. Some people don't like them. No, it's a great preservative, though. I'm glad you guys can hear me. That's awesome. Volume's fine. Good. All right. What did you miss? Mahoney 5881. He missed it, so we'll do it again. This is Hellboy's hot sauce. This is the second hottest in the line of 4. It's got Trinidad scorpion pepper mash, red habanero pepper mash, 7-pot primo pepper mash, bunch of great things. Sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, salt. And it's got a great flavor. It's got great consistency with seeds. Listen, I'm not trying to be cavalier with salt. There's some people that have really scary, health problems. They have to watch their salt. When a doctor says to me, Johnny, you got to lower your salt intake, I'll probably look at labels more often. But right now, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, when I went to the Philippines and I got that the blood clots in my lungs, both of them, that sucked. Went to the doctor, and I was supposed to be on blood thinners for like 6 months. And in the 4.5 months into my treatment, I had the trip to Australia. So I went to see my doctor, and I said, you said I wasn't supposed to, I had to take these blood thinners for 6 months. I'm like, and I got this. It's called a provoked blood clot. It didn't just happen because of my health, and it did it because of sitting on a plane and not moving for 16 hours. And anyway, I provoked it to happening. So I said, "Listen, I'm going to Australia. It's like a 16 to 17-hour flight." And she said, "You're going to Australia?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I wouldn't. I'm not telling you can't, but I wouldn't." So I went to Australia, did fine. I said, something's going to get me. I would imagine it's going to be something pretty spectacular when it does. What festivities will I be in New Zealand? Robert, there's a lot of, Clint Meyer, the guy who put this together, he's got every chili head in New Zealand gunning for me. So we're going to have a big pepper contest. There's a dinner. Everybody's going to be coming out to kind of hang out with me. That's going to be fun. One thing I heard about, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. They have a traditional thing, and somebody watching here may know what it's called. There's a thing they do in New Zealand where they dig a hole, a big pit, and they throw coals down and then rocks on top of the coals, and they start cooking it. And then they take meat and they throw it right on the rocks and like bury it. And they come back like a day later, dig it up and eat it. Sounds gnarly. I can't wait. You know, I went to the Philippines. I ate like balut and all kinds of gnarly stuff, mangrove worms. I ate stuff that like no American would ever want to eat because when I was there, I wanted to be there. When I went to Australia, I ate a kangaroo. I ate emu. You know what I mean? I want to be Australia when I'm in Australia. So when I go to New Zealand, I want to eat the stuff that they eat. Kind of excited about that. I know in Australia, they eat a lot of Vegemite. And I think in New Zealand, isn't it Promite in New Zealand? Yeah, I think it's Promite in New Zealand. So I'm psyched for some good breakfast. Whereabouts you plan to go in Sydney when you come back? Good question. There's going to be they're putting together a big pepper festival in Sydney. And they asked me to be be their guest. So I said, sure. So I'll definitely for sure be going back. I'm not sure exactly where in Sydney it's going to be, but let's see. Soup number 5. Paul remembers that. Soup number 5. That might have been the weirdest thing I ate there. But you know what? Truthfully, I could put a bowl of that in front of everybody. 82 people watching right now. I could put a bowl of that in front of most people. If you weren't a vegetarian, if you weren't, you'd love it. If I then told you what it was, you wouldn't want to have more of it. I thought it was fantastic. I knew what it was going into it, and I ate a lot of it. I had seconds. I might even have thirds. It was that good. Soup number 5 is in a restaurant, little local place in Manila. Like a tourist probably would never go there, but boy, the locals know about it. And it's all the reproductive organs of animals, like ovaries and uterus, and the whole 9 yards. Tasty as can be, though. Really, really delicious. I mean, incredible. Jason Yanta says, how can you eat so much hot stuff all the time? Do you have any taste buds left? You know, the funny thing is that's such a commonly proposed question. People assume, actually, I should say, that I don't have any taste buds left. Let me share something with you. This sauce has 6.6 million Scoville extract in it. If I took somebody who didn't know about, doesn't eat anything hot, and I gave them a tablespoon of this and said, eat it and tell me what it tastes like, they would eat it and they wouldn't be able to describe the flavor to you at all. It would just taste like pain and misery and a bad choice, an awful decision, regret. That's what it would taste like, honestly. Because the hotter, like when it's this hot and you're not used to it, your window of opportunity to kind of go through the mental diagnosis, like kind of figure out what you're tasting, is that the window's that big. Because before you know it, you just have a mouthful of pain and you can't discern anything. I promise you, when I'll do a review of this, hopefully Monday before I leave. Maybe Monday afternoon I'll do a review of this. I'll pick up flavors of this that most people won't. So I truly think that, it doesn't affect my taste buds for other things either. I think it enhances your taste buds and kind of opens up the door to new taste, but new flavors you've never tasted before. Anyway, the Counselor hot sauce was incredible. Aaron got bottled 222. You know, I want to hear let's have a moment of silence. Jeff McGinnis, who owns Sam and Oliver's, went out of business. He shuttered the doors. That's it. No more. I mean, the Counselor is with Jay's Small Batch Hot Sauce, but we're not releasing another one of those. That was a one-time thing. But with it was tragic, because we had Screamsicle, there were so many sauces we had that were so good. I mean, Grapeyard and Razorberry, Sucker Punch. It was just really, really good. Yeah, Rob, they're down, dude. It's a bummer. Counselor was good. You know what? Jay Jason from Jay's Hot Small Batch Hot Sauce. What he does is he utilizes multiple vinegars. Wish I had empty bottle of that up here. In the Counselor, there are 6 different types of vinegars in that sauce, in that hot sauce. And what that does, it creates such a complexity. I mean, there's so much going on in that sauce. I miss it. I bet I went through 10 bottles of that myself. It was funny. He sent me a case and said, look, you can sell them or give them away. And I ate it. I gave a few away, but I ate almost all of it. Yeah, Patrick, that said the bottle lasted him 4 days. It doesn't last long at all. That was just on ice cream. Just pour that raspberry on ice cream. It was so good. Rick Cook bought 12 hot sauces during the live stream. Some hot, some not, but all delicious. Absolutely. You know, the funny thing is, Rick, that flavor is infinitely more important than heat. Heat's a lovely thing, but flavor is far more important. Hellfire's got to put a sauce in a plastic bottle. I tried to get it by bottle. You know, yeah, here's the thing about plastic bottles. Hey, Mahoney 5881, thank you. The whole idea with plastic bottles, I used to drink alcohol. I don't anymore. But with like beer, when I used to drink beer, I didn't like drinking beer out of a can. I preferred beer out of a bottle. I've had sauces that have come in plastic. I'm not saying I have a problem with that. I just think for something like sauce, glass is the way you want to go. Now, I have some squeeze bottles that if I have a sauce I use a lot, I'll empty the whole sauce into a squeeze bottle if I'm going to use it a lot, because it won't sit in the bottle that long. But I think bottles that sit for a long period of time in plastic bottles, I think no. It's just me. But you never know. Maybe they'll develop a bottle that's not like that. Let's see here. All right, fire in the hole. Are you going to do that? Right hand of doom. I bet I am. I got 2 bottles of it. So this bottle will simply be for review, and then I'll eat it. Put it on food. Consume it like a normal person. And the second bottle, I'm going to consume like not a normal person. I'm going to drink the whole thing, which is a hard one because it's, I mean, just look. I mean, you can just look at the color of it. It's just so gnarly. This is one of the hot, this is like, when we were in the New York City Hot Sauce Expo, I'm not joking. When I tell you, anybody that was there will vouch for this. Within 2 hours of the doors opening on the first day, within 2 hours, it was, you know, but the second bottle, I'm going to chug it. Yeah, Heiko, a lot of people were puking. Heiko, I don't know if you were standing in front of the booth when this happened, but one guy came up and he had, I said, hot, you know, mild, medium, or hot. He goes, the hottest you got. I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah. So I grabbed the Doom, and he had a chip, and I poured a little bit on. He goes, come on, a little bit more. I went, poured a bunch on his chip, and he ate it, and he looked at me and goes, that's not that hot. I said, okay, enjoy it. And he walked away, and I'm not sure. I think for some reason, I'm thinking that, Heiko, he was there when you were staying next to me, but he was about 10 feet in front of our booth, flat on the floor with his arms behind his head like this. He was like in absolute misery. He probably stayed on the floor for, he must have been on the ground for 15 minutes. I thought for sure paramedics were going to come. But we sent 2 people. I shouldn't say we. I had nothing to do with it. Hellfire, Doom, sent 2 people to the hospital at the New York City Hot Sauce Expo. But that's a common occurrence. You know that. You know why? All these like these weekend capsaicin warriors that think they're really gnarly. They go out there, like, give me the hottest you got. And you're like, okay. They don't realize how bad it is. And if you do that, you know, a couple of times, you're going to be sick. It's true. It was crazy. Yep, you were there, Heiko. That was funny, man. Wasn't that? Here's the funny thing. The craziest thing is he was on the ground. I mean, people were walking everywhere. It's sticky on the floor. He's laying flat out on the ground. He had a smile on his face. I kid you not. Well, I don't know. Roger, I think if you dunked your bits in that right hand of doom, I can't fathom that. Gareth, Grattage, big shout out from the UK. We love you. Cut it out. I love you. Listen, we need to, yeah, man, listen, Luke Pearson, we got to get the UK trip formulated. Here's what we need to do. You know how Clint did it in the UK? Let me show you how he did it. It was brilliant. He had a bunch of sauce makers donate sauce for the cause, and he had a bunch of sauce that was given to him by all the sauce makers in the area. And he's divided it up into 2 even gifts. And he did a raffle. He sold $5 tickets, and they made enough money selling those raffles that they paid for the hotel, the flight, and everything. Brilliant move. If you guys, I know there's a lot of sauce makers. There's a lot of people in the UK. We can do the same sort of thing. I would listen. Going to the UK is a big, big bucket list thing for me. I love the UK. The UK was the first country outside of the US that had the UK got 1,000 family members before anybody else did. Then it was Canada, and then Australia, then the Philippines. There's a bunch of others, but UK was first. It's pretty cool, man. I love the UK. Let's see here. The hospital hot. Yep. Come to Newcastle. See, listen, if I come to the UK, I got to go there. Oh, man, there's so many places I got to go. That's at least a 2-week trip. I couldn't do it in a week. It would be a bummer. You know what I mean? That would be a drag. It would be, when I went to the Philippines, I was there for 4 days. 2 days of travel to be there for 4 days, and then 2 days of travel to get out of there. It was ridiculous. This time I'm going to spend there a little bit longer. I think I'll be there for a week this time. But when I was in Australia, I was there for 2 weeks. There's a lot more to see. I saw a lot of Sydney, saw a lot of Perth. But there's so much in the UK, a week would never do it. Hot Sauce Junkie Tim, any tips on preparing for the Nemesis? I don't know, dude. I've heard you talk about it. I don't know. I don't really have, me. I don't have a specific prep thing. As long as I have some food in my gut, I'm going to be fine. Like I'll never do I did one challenge on an empty stomach and it was tragic. It was awful. I'll never do that again. So as long as there's something in my stomach, I'd be good. I find that putting food in your stomach is good. Then you eat the hot stuff and then finish. When you're done, follow up with some other normal food. And it kind of makes the whole process digesting it a little bit more gentle on you. SD Design has been so cool watching so many of the videos. Big part of what we're doing here. Thank you, SD Design. Appreciate that a lot, man. What's the greatest number of super hots I've ever had in one sitting? Super Fizz wants to know. I would have to say probably 25. I did, 25. I did a challenge where I tried to eat 30 7-pot Primos, which is wickedly hot. And these were grown by the man, Troy Primo himself. So they were like scary hot. And I got through 25 of them. So that was the most. And then I did have you guys ever heard of the Screaming Eagle Challenge? It's a challenge that was first done by Ted Barris, and then it was done by Chili Beast. Excuse me. It was done by Chili Beast. And what it is, you have to eat 21 super hots. And when LA Beast did it, I keep saying LA. Forgive me, LA Beast. Sorry, Jason. But when Jason Riley did it, the Chili Beast, he had, it's the same sort of thing. He had trouble with it, but he did it with all ghost peppers. So when I did it, I decided I was going to do it a little bit gnarlier. And you guys know the channel. You know that what I hate the most in a hot pod is floral. I can't stand floral flavor. And chocolate pods tend to be really floral. So I thought the gnarliest, worst challenge I could do to do the Screaming Eagle and make it a chocolate challenge. So I ate 21 super hots. And they were all like chocolate Reapers, chocolate Primos, chocolate Bootlas, BTRs, chocolate Ghosts. I think the chocolate Ghost was the mildest of the peppers. It was wicked. And that was a bad one. But Jason Yantis, thank you, dude. Appreciate your help, man. That helps keep this show going, my friend. John White, hey, buddy, just eating the Seabrook Trinidad Scorpion Crisps. They're nice. I'm not a chili head, but it's a little bit of spice. Yeah, you know what? That's a UK product. I got something sent to me from someone in Scotland. It's a great chip, very flavorful, actually. Thank you, Jason. Seriously, I appreciate it. I've said this before, but like I kid you not, a very strange thing happened when I started the channel. I started a channel on October 19th, 2016. So we're about to finish our 3rd year. But when I started the channel, I opened my first video. And I mean 4 days after I uploaded my first video, Dylan, thank you. 4 days after I uploaded the very first video, someone said, I'm your biggest fan. I'll never forget that. I didn't have a fan before. I just been I never had any fans. So when he said that, I was just like, I read it twice. I literally read it twice. I'm the biggest fan. And up until that, when I read that comment, the channel was kind of about me. It was my channel. And then the minute that guy said that, I kid you not, it was like a switch. It isn't my channel. It's your channel. This channel is about you guys. This channel is about growing the community. That's why I'm so stoked about this. Do you know how much fun that's going to be on Monday to do a group taste test, to have everybody in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, all doing a taste test together? That's awesome. The idea is we're going to do start with, I think, 3 or 4 mainstream mild to medium sauces, and we're going to slowly creep up the ladder. You can jump in when you want. You don't have to do anything, obviously. We'll talk about how to kill the burn if it gets too bad. You know, there's some interesting things. The first time I was in New York for the New York Hot Sauce Expo, I was in the green room. You guys have heard of the green room, like the Tonight Show or whatever. There's a green room where people that are about to go on stage sit backstage. It's called the green room. Well, in New York, they had a green room. So I'm in back before the thing started. And I'm back there with all these legends of, you know, Greg Foster, just these amazing people. Greg Foster holds a world record for reapers in 1 minute. So everybody they go out one at a time. You don't sit all head to head. If you sit at a big table, I think I'd do a lot better. Just having somebody next to me, I think I'd go faster. Psychologically, I think it would help me drive more. But so everybody goes out one at a time. So Greg went out first. He comes back in, and there's the back in the green room, there was this big table, and there was like whole milk, 2% milk, skim milk. There was like, you wouldn't believe it. There was like ice cream, pints of ice cream everywhere. You could just take whatever you want because they knew you were dying. And then there was the last part of the table was lemon juice. Like real lemon juice, concentrated lemon juice. I was like, and when Greg Foster came out, the first place he went was to the lemon juice. Lemon juice I'm not sure if it kills the burn or if it kills the cramps, but that's something you could do. Bread helps. Obviously, milk helps a little bit. You know what the problems with milk is? People have a burn, and have you guys ever seen a video where someone drinks a lot of milk and they end up throwing up in a heat video? The reason that happens is when your mouth is on fire. When you have milk in your mouth, it gives you relief as long as the milk is like in your mouth. The minute you swallow it, it fires back up again, just as bad as it was before. Boy, I'm going to say it. Turd Cannon loves the channel. Thank you, man. Man, brain like a sieve. I forgot what I was saying. I'll just change channels. It's good. Corey says, do you or anyone else in the chat have a recommendation on where to order online for fresh Carolina Reapers or other hot peppers in South Dakota country? I'll know more. Ask me in 3 weeks. I'll have a lot more information for you because I'm not quite sure who the prolific growers are going to be this season. But what you can do is anytime you ever see a video of mine, you go to the description box and there'll be a link to the maker, the grower, the producer, whatever, of that product that's in that video. So if you see me eat some Reapers and you like it, they look good, go to the description box, click the link, and you can go right to them. Okay, Lawn Dog says, what country has the most hot sauce creators? Australia, Canada, the United States, or who? Well, that's a really wonderful question. I don't know. I would say probably America. I would just guess. I mean, I know in Australia, they're not even close. There's a lot in the Philippines, but I think they're probably more in America. Just a guess. I'm not, I'm an expert in nothing. You need to know that. I'm just, I'm not, there are people that have better palates than I do. I'm just comfortable in front of the camera. That's all. Jalen says, I love you. Got to run. Have a great night. Happy Friday, everyone. Jalen, you're awesome, girl. You take care. India has some hot food. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. That's a fact. So does Mexico. You bet. Johnny's making bank now. That's funny. Nah, not yet. Maybe one day. Look, can I tell you something? The best things, Izzy, thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. The best things in life aren't things. You know what I value more? I don't need this. If my bills are paid, listen, I'm fine. I mean that. I'm completely content. The fact that I get to do what I love to do, that's everything to me. I don't need lots. I've had jobs where I made six figures, fat six-figure jobs. I had six-figure problems. You know what I mean? Right now, I don't make a lot of money, but I don't have any problems. I have a lot of family. This is an exciting thing. You know why this is exciting? When I started this channel, I had no idea. You run a flag up a pole, you don't know if anybody's going to salute it. I had no idea anybody was going to ever like anything. So it's been sort of like, sometimes I pinch myself, like, is this really happening? I'm leaving in 4 days to New Zealand. It's crazy. Paul, yeah, Papa Scoville's pretty awesome, man. getting up there in age, but he's amazing. He's still sharp. Okay, Jeff Coy. In general, the folks in hot sauce community are great folks. A lot of really nice people, a lot of positivity. Absolutely, man. I'll tell you, there's groups. If you like bacon, there's a bacon group on Facebook. If you're into crocheting or needlepoint, there's a group on Facebook. If you're into sardines or, fried green tomatoes, you think I'm being funny? Basket weaving. There's a basket weaving group on Facebook. There's a group for everything. I swear to you there is. But, man, I'll tell you that the people in the chili community are so helpful and friendly and kind. It's pretty neat. The Real Deal T-Bone, he says, what's the best way to build your tolerance? Join me every Monday. Every Monday, we've got a capsaicin building class. Every Monday, we're going to start this Monday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're going to teach you how to build your tolerance. It's exciting. You're going to like it. Let's see here. Almighty 4 says, what did you say? I admire you, man. Glad you make the content you make. It gets me through my day. That's a pretty cool thing to say, man. I get things like that you guys say things like that are so humbling sometimes. I don't even know how to deal with it. You know what I mean? I had a guy that was in the hospital recently, Jeremy. Can't remember his last name, but my friend Jeremy was in the hospital recently and just gave him a shout out. You would have thought I dove on a grenade for the guy. Everybody's so kind, and I don't feel worthy of the way you guys treat me. Just being honest. Dustin, you're great, Johnny. Love how you can pick out flavors through the heat. Would love for you to try my stuff sometime and give me feedback. Dustin, I would like to do that. Here's what I'd like you to do. Email me at chasetheheat@gmail.com, and we can make that happen. How cool is that? Turd Cannon. Gotta love that name. I'm sure you get this all the time. What's your favorite hot sauce? I don't have a favorite hot sauce, to be honest with you. I have a favorite hot sauce companies. Hellfire Hot Sauce, Burns & McCoy, Hurtberry Farm. Those are my favorite hot sauce companies. Roger says, Johnny, you recommend any pure capsaicin for pain? Absolutely. Can I tell you something funny? That's a great question. If you go way back years ago when I first started the channel, I was talking to Dave Miner, a great grower. If you ever see the chocolate DM, he created that. That's his phenotype of the original chocolate bula created by Chad Selesky. But at any rate, I was talking to him after doing a live challenge, and I was in my backyard, and I was walking around barefoot in Texas. It was hot as can be. I had my shirt on. I'm walking around, and I kicked something and broke my toe on one of my toes on my left foot. It hurt so much. It was like white, hot, searing pain, and it was killing me. The next day, it was all swollen and black and blue. So that night, it was throbbing. I had a heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. It was awful. That night, I had you know what I had? I had some. I don't have it anymore. I had some 13 million Scoville pure evil drops, flavorless, just flaming, ridiculous, unnatural, surreal heat. And I took a whole dropper full in my mouth, and I took it and I dropped a bunch of drops topically right on my broken toe. Now, to do a fair test, I probably should have done it one day with just the drops in my mouth, see what happened. And the next day, just drop some on my toe to see what happened. But where I put it on my tongue and on my toe, 10 minutes later, I had no pain. And it didn't hurt until like midday the next day. So if you guys ever if you have pulled muscle, you have a really bad cramp or a stiff neck, you can't move, you slept funny, they make creams that have capsaicin in it. The same thing, capsaicin, the exact same thing that's in peppers. They're using capsaicin in cancer research. I'm telling you guys, if you stick around and see, you guys understand how peppers are trending. You go back 10 years ago and say that you could have a living telling people about peppers and traveling the world with peppers. They laugh at you. But everything, go down the chip aisle in your store. If you count every chip that's got some sort of heat, sriracha, habanero, ghost pepper, reaper, everything is heated now. There's chocolates there, you name it. It's just getting bigger and bigger all the time. It's pretty amazing. Jeremy Taylor, hi, Mr. Scoville. Call me Johnny. Mr. Scoville is my father. No problem, though, Jeremy. See, from Brockway, Pennsylvania. Brockway. Any new tinctures worth talking about? Love my peppers, but very interested in the tincture scene. I actually have a bottle of tincture right here, or a lot of tincture. Yeah, some of these are just homemade ones that friends made me. Here, this is a good one. Here's a good tincture. This is a tincture called Scorpion Venom. Abaddon. This is created by Tom Toth from Voodoo Hot Sauce. Just what you like about, here's the thing. People that like tinctures are people that love pepper flavor, because it's all it is pepper flavor, nothing else. And crazy heat. So that's a good one. You know, tinctures get more and more popular all the time as well. Yep, cayenne pepper is good for the heart. Also, when I had the blood clots in my lungs, there are natural blood thinners, and guess what it's made of? Cayenne pepper. Man, that was hot tincture. Have you ever taken a shot of cobra venom over in Asia? No, never done that. Haven't been to Asia. Well, haven't been to Asia yet. Actually, I have been to Asia. I've been in the Philippines, but I haven't had the cobra venom. You know what? I'm touched that way. If somebody says, hey, it's cobra venom, I'd probably do it. Cancer research. Yeah, there really is. There's a lot. Carolyn, oh, girl, please Google it. There are a lot of people saying it's going to be the cure for a lot of cancers. It's pretty neat. You're still in my prayers, by the way, just so you know. So Full Jars has CBD infused moonshine. It works. I'm certain it probably does. Let's see. Pocky never released the one chip challenge recently. No, they sent me an email saying they weren't going to release it again. I think it's a supply and demand. I mean, think about this for a minute. They're making buck. They're making a lot of money on all the chips, the normal chips they make. So it's a supply and demand thing. Go on eBay. You can probably find one on eBay, but they're going to charge you $150 for one chip. You know, so if I were them, I'd probably hold off a season. If they bring it back next year and it's a little bit hotter, you know what they'll do? They'll sell so many, it's not funny. See that? X Almighty 4 in medicine, capsaicin is used for patients with chronic pain to kill off their nerves, where the pain comes from, making the pain go away. So it's really useful. Huh. Interesting. Sleeping some first live stream. Nice. Thanks for joining us, man. Let's see here. Boy, the comments are flying by so fast. Doctors say hot sauce peppers will give you ulcers. I think that's crap. Pardon my gruff language. It's not. It's nonsense. Listen, I don't believe that. I just don't. I think it's a misnomer. I think, in fact, if you Google it, it's all nonsense. There's no truth to it, I don't think. You know, if somebody was going to be having, first of all, I've never had heartburn. Can I tell you that? I don't know what heartburn feels like. I mean, I get that it burns right here, heartburn. Never had it. And if peppers were going to create an ulcer or heartburn, I'd be your poster child for capsaicin heartburn. It doesn't do a thing for me. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm live streaming on YouTube now too, Craig. It's way more fun. Here's the deal. I love Facebook. It's fun, but this is better. I can reach more people and hang out. What was the six-figure job I had? Sales job, running a sales organization. I made six figures a bunch of years, but you know what? Like I said, listen, I did manage people for a long time. And what I found was that managing people is like adult daycare. It really is. It was brutal. I had like 150 employees working for me, 150 families, 150 personalities, 150 set of problems, 150 sets of issues and quirks. And it was too much. I was making a lot of money and, you know, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. I can't tell you how much happier I am now. I don't have two nickels to rub together. You know what I mean? I really don't. But I'm happy and I get to do what I like to do. And it's getting better each day, so it's kind of cool. It is funny how some things that can kill you in small doses can heal you, or they can kill you in small doses can heal you. Want to hear a funny thing that I read recently? Not a big fan of illegal drugs, but acid. There are tech guys in Silicon Valley that are doing micro hits of acid. They'll take like a normal hit of acid, take like a third of a hit, just so it keeps them going all day. Gives them true story. I read that. I'm not making that up. Sean Evans has not contacted me yet. Listen, here's the deal. I'd love to be on a show. It's probably, listen, just to be realistic, probably isn't going to happen. They want famous people. And I'm pretty well known in the pepper community. I'll give you that. But I'm not famous. Not only that, they want somebody who's going to drool and swear and act the fool. And I'm not going to do any of those things. You know? So he probably wouldn't want me on his show. It's all right. Ain't no big deal. Microdosing. So you've heard of this. Higgs Rock. That's what they're doing. All right. So any more questions, you guys? We've been going for a while. Let's see here. Cajuns. Nothing beyond. I love Cajuns. They're great. You're pretty famous around my parts. Where's your parts, Gareth? Gareth, aren't you in the UK? Here's the thing. If I'm famous in your parts, I'm really not. It was really funny on Facebook the other day in one of the pepper groups. This guy said, "Don't you guys ever do reviews for peppers on YouTube or make reviews?" And just jokingly, I said, "I made a couple." And this guy didn't know who I was. I'm not that well known. Trust me, I'm really not. I'm more well known in the chili community than I am anywhere else. I mean, but it is what it is. You know what's funny, Roger? Roger says his wife noticed he's much happier since he started his channel, launched a hot damn show. Mine was funny because I was married when I started my show. And there still are aspects of marriage that I absolutely love. But it wasn't working. And I'm telling you, you know why I love every one of you guys? You guys were my therapy, and you guys were my family and got me through a separation and a divorce. It was brutal. It was awful. It was hard to get through. And every day I would make a video. This kept me grounded. And where I could have easily gone off the rails, it kind of gave me, helped me center myself, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so hold on a minute. Hoo-ha says, very interested. He's in a situation where he's battling high income versus happiness. What made me decide to drop the sales job? 18 years of doing it, for starters. He's got the same job for 18 years, saying the same thing for 18 years, over and over again. I haven't done it in 6 months. You could wake me up at 3 a.m. and say, "Go, Johnny," and I would. Like I've been there, like I was there yesterday. Let me tell you something. When I left that job, it was like PTSD. It took me months before my personality came back to who I really am. I was good at it, but sick of it. You know, I mean, not that I have to believe really strong selling. I really didn't. So, you know, I have faith. This is why this is so beautiful. This is the most honest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm not a dishonest guy, but this is the most purely honest thing I've ever done. I don't ask you for anything. If you want to buy something, you can. You know, I just make a connection with you guys, and I tell the truth about what I eat. And even though you guys don't pay anything to come here on YouTube and watch, for some bizarre reason, YouTube pays me for that. Mind-boggling. I feel like the luckiest guy alive, you know? So the bottom line is, I just got really sick of doing the same grind every single day, answering to somebody else. Of the 18 years I worked in that company, for about 10 of them, I was in middle management. And it got to the point where at one point I was running an office. We had a bunch of employees, and they called me and said, "Johnny, we're closing the office down." They said, "Don't worry, you're not losing your job. You're just going to work from home now instead of working out of the office." And I knew if I'm working at home, I don't need to be managing anybody because everybody else is working from their own home too. So I was waiting for him to drop, "You're not getting paid as a manager anymore." And he said to me, "Johnny, we're stripping your manager bonus and your override away." You know? And he was real trying to put a positive spin on it, putting lipstick on a pig. He said, don't worry, you'll be able to focus more on your job. You'll have more fun. Can I tell you something? I focused more on my job. I had more fun. I didn't have to deal with any headaches and problems. I didn't have anybody tell me they were lying to me about why they couldn't come to work. You know what I mean? I just didn't have to deal with any of that anymore. And the fact of the matter is, because I was focusing more on my job, believe it or not, I was making almost as much as I made when I was in management. But I only had one guy to worry about instead of a room full. You know what I mean? Guys, listen, if you're new to you guys know the channel. I don't curse on the channel, right? You guys know that. This is our channel. So if you guys try to keep the cursing down, here's why. There are little kids that watch this. If you know how many little kids watch this show, like why is a little kid going to want to watch an old guy eat peppers? But a lot of little kids do. So we got to do what we can to keep it rated G or E for everybody. Jeff Coy, I hate to say it, but from experience, working with salespeople is a nightmare. They always have a story and excuse. You know what? That's why I'm a numbers guy. Ask Desiree. She knows me really well. I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers. People that are slacking, whether they're slacking on purpose, whether they're just bad at their job, people that are not doing the best job hate numbers because it's evidence of what their shortcomings. I love numbers. I utilize numbers. Numbers are fantastic. Numbers are so important. I use numbers, and you can plan. Numbers tell you what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong. So I'm a big numbers guy. I like that. So I don't know. How long am I going with the goatee? I don't know. It's getting really long. I mean, it's really getting long now. It's never been. I told you yesterday, I think it was like this big when I started. When I started doing the channel, it was short. Now it's like. And I've got 3 or 4 sections of hair this long when I cut it off. I don't know. I'm not sure how long I'm going to grow it. Not quite sure. For now, I'm going to keep growing it. Hey, Gareth, thanks for hanging out here, dude. Awesome. Have a good night, man. See, your kids are watching. It's awesome. Tell your kids good night. When's the next pepper challenge? Probably right after I get back from New Zealand. I always start the pepper season off with a pepper challenge from Leo McGinnis. 2 years ago, it was a 10-round challenge. I had 10 of the hottest pods in the world. And I did like a boxing match. Ding, ding, ding. And I had 3 1-minute round or 2-minute rounds and 30 seconds between each round. And then last year, I did 15 rounds. So I'll probably do another one like that. Hey, take care, Roger. Love you, dude. Take care, man. All right. Team Scoville. Thank you again, Jason. I appreciate you keeping it family. I like your dad in videos with me. Yeah, I'm sorry you lost your dad. My dad's pretty amazing. I know he's not going to be here forever, so I'm sort of savoring the time I've got with him, Pretty fortunate guy. My dad's a legend, man. You don't know. I mean, he's pretty amazing. Listen, it's okay. Everybody's going to chill out. Dylan, I hate talking about people by name. Just chill out. That's all. Thank you. I am blessed. Very blessed, Charles. I know you are, Dylan. Everything's good. Treasure the man. Yeah, my old man's pretty amazing. If you knew, he's hilarious. My dad's turning 82, Michael, in July. But listen, it's a rough 82. It's like I'm only 52, okay? But it was a rough 52 years. I mean, I've logged a lot of miles on a lot of ugly roads. You know what I mean? I'm like an old Mustang. The outside doesn't look too bad, but pop the hood and look at that engine. You know what I mean? I stopped the odometer on my engine a long time ago. Let's see here. That's a great guy. You know what I'm doing, Sue? I can't wait. I hope, I hate to even talk like this. I want to do a 3-generation Scoville video. I want to get my son up here. He's going to be moving here in a few months. My dad's, his health isn't the best right now. But it would be really, really cool to do a video with my son, Junior, me, and my old man. That would be really, really cool. So I think I'm going to try to do that. Go cook, Josh. It was great to hang out here. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. 59 and feeling it. Yeah. Here's the thing. I played hard. I wasn't a spectator. I played hard. So I got, but you know what? I don't have any regrets. You You know, one thing I do have regrets on. You guys ever hear them talking about like concussions and stuff? How bad that can be for you? Do you guys want to know how many concussions I've had? Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you subscribing, man. Jeff is now part of the family, guys. Welcome, Jeff Lund. Now part of the family. That's awesome. No, I've had a lot more. I had at least 2 concussions every year playing football. That's 4 years of football. That's at least 8 concussions. I went through a windshield of a car and got a double concussion. That's from skiing. I've had 2 concussions from bike riding, mountain biking. And those are documented. Like a doctor said, yeah, you gotta. The last time I had one, I went off over the handlebars on a mountain bike. I had a helmet on too. I landed right on it. I got home. I barfed twice on the way home. I knew that was weird because I, drank and I don't know why I was throwing up. Went to my head was kind of, I felt a little woozy. Looked in the mirror and one of my pupils was like that big, and one was a pinpoint, and it was so dramatic. I didn't think to take a picture of it. I was too freaked out, but it was unbelievable how different one was than the other. So I'm kind of worried about that because I've had so many, Causes depression and things like that. I've suffered with depression a little bit. I haven't in a long time. That's kind of good. SD Design. You know what I'm having for dinner tonight? I'm having breakfast for dinner. I'm going to make sausage, eggs, bacon. I'm going to wrap it up in a big tortilla thing and cover it with Tabasco. That's what my dinner is going to be. I love making breakfast for dinner sometimes. Hi, Jeff Stoker. Good to see you. 49 for just a bit longer. We're not keeping score, Desiree. How many bones have I broken? That's a good question. I broke my left leg in three or four places when I was 13. I broke every finger on my hands except, I hold it to you, but I want to show it to you. My middle finger on this hand, I didn't break. I broke every finger on every other hand and this thumb twice. Fractured my eye socket. What else? I think that's it. All sports. I know. Listen, Aaron, I do have the family deal with depression. The truth is I don't have depression that much. And it's hard to this is the truth of it. You don't know how lucky I feel like I am. I mean that. It's how can I have what I have with you guys and walk around depressed? I'm the luckiest person alive. I mean that. I'm usually really, really nice. I never usually go after trolls, but somebody made a really nasty comment to me the other day on one of the YouTube videos, and I left it. I don't delete him, but he said that people would do anything for attention, and I'm going to do this kind of stupid stuff until I kill myself or somebody else. And it was really rude. He goes, "Why do you do this? Why do you do this to yourself?" And he was rude, and he used some bad language. I'm not going to repeat it, and I don't normally feed them, but I just said I do this because I love people. I get to meet people all over the world and eat the greatest peppers. I don't have an alarm clock. I go to bed when I'm tired, and I don't get up until I'm tired of being in bed. And I don't have to answer anybody. I don't have to. If I want to sell a T-shirt, I don't have to say, "Hey, is this design okay? Can I sell this?" I don't have to answer to anybody. If I say, "Hey, I'm going to start a new thing. I think we're going to do a taste test and group taste," I don't have to clear that with somebody, and that's why I do what I do. And it's when I'm telling you, somebody should kick my butt. If you ever catch me depressed, I need a beating because I have so much to be thankful for and so much to be happy about. I'm very, very fortunate. That's the truth. Yeah, Jeff, life just keeps getting better all the time. Let me tell you guys something that's happening. I haven't shared this with anybody. The Tube of Terror, it's going to be in some retail stores, which is really exciting. Not telling you the stores yet, but they're going to be in a bunch of stores, and that's kind of neat. So I'll make a little bit more money in my pocket, which will help. The only time you see money, it's really funny. You know what money does to people? Do you guys know? I bet you do. A lot of you are going to go, yeah, you're right. Money is just a magnifying glass on whatever personality you got. If you're a jerk off, pardon my French, and you get $1 million and you're just $1 million jerk off. You know what I mean? If you're a nice person, you got a good heart, you love people, and you're kind, and you get $1 million, you're a kind person that's rich. So I think money just kind of magnifies whatever personality you are. You know what I mean? It's just my thoughts. Gordon, your dad's shattered his shoulders, recovering from shoulder replacement surgery. Can I tell you something? That's one of the most, I've been told, that's one of the most painful surgeries. The recovery of that is brutal. Really horrible. Turd Cannon, thank you so much. Been to Michigan for any sauce conventions? No, I haven't yet. I've only hit the big ones. So far, I've done them in, Chicago, New York, Dallas. I want to hit them all. I mean, if I was a rich man, it's really funny. You know what I do if I won $1 million? If I won the lottery tonight, can you really get a buzz from peppers? Absolutely, Ian. I wouldn't lie to you. If I won the lottery tonight, you know what? The only change I'd ever make in my life, and I mean this, nothing. All I would do is go to more places. That's it. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change what I'm doing. I'd get up and do the same thing tomorrow I did today. I love what I do. When am I coming to Canada? I was just talking to Rob Harvey's a good friend of mine. I love Rob. I was talking to him last night on the phone, and he's like, I got a lot of friends, a lot of Scoville family in Canada. So there's Heiko was on earlier. I don't know if he's still on now, but excuse me. There's a pepper festival. I think it's in May in Ottawa. So we're going to try to make that work. Oh, we'll make that happen. Canada, woot woot. Have you done the California hot sauce? I have not yet, Jeff. That's one I wanted to this year, but it was so close. It's hard to fit it all in. I need Desiree helps a lot, but I probably need a scheduling coordinator. She handles all my travel, does that, and she's amazing at it. But it'd be really good. Like, I don't know. I need to. In a perfect world, every 2 weeks. Heiko's still here. Thanks, brother. May 2020, I'll be in Ottawa. In a perfect world, every 2 weeks, I would be going somewhere else. That would be so much fun for me. Maybe that would be too much. Once every 3 weeks, maybe. I can even get by with once a month, but you don't understand how cool it is. Ask Heiko. I mean, I was just with him in New York. When you go to a convention like that, I swear to you it's the truth. And all you guys that are listening, if you ever meet me at a show, look me in the face and say, oh, my God, you didn't lie to me. You were right. When you go to a show like that, it's just like going to a family reunion where you got a bunch of really cool people. And you like, this is your Uncle Tommy. You don't really know him, but he's you're like, hey, my uncle, and you're with family. I swear to God, that's what it feels like at these conventions. It really does feel like that. What stores are the Tubes of Terror going to be in? I can't tell you yet because we're in negotiations with them all right now. But I will let you know soon, I promise. It is a reunion. It's just the most amazing feeling. Here's the funny thing. You know how I know it's true? Here's why I know it's true. The first time I felt that was in Ohio. I felt it in Tennessee. I felt it 7 times in Colorado. I felt it in New York twice. I felt it in Dallas, in Chicago, in Manila, the Philippines, in Perth, in Sydney. And now I'm going to do it in New Zealand. And every single time, I swear to God, you guys ever been to a dead show? I'm going to show my age. I'm a deadhead. Been a deadhead for a long, long time. Been at over 100 shows. The best analogy, I've talked to Desiree about this, the best analogy, if you've never been to a hot sauce expo, it's like going to a dead show if you've ever been to a dead show. You get people from every walk of life. You have like stockbrokers who are wearing a tie-dye. You've got the soccer mom. You got everybody, all ages. Everybody's there for the exact same reason, the exact same feeling. Everybody's there with the same spirit, and it's that same sort of vibe. And it's very, very much like that at a Pepper Festival. It's really unique, you guys. It's an amazing thing. You need to. Izzy goes, I want to go to one. Man, you need to. There's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. It's electric. I mean electric. It's like popping and crackling. You can almost hear it like static electricity. It's so much fun. All right. Shout out from Vancouver. Brian Norris says, love your videos. Love you. Man, I love you too, dude. Thanks for watching. It means the world, honestly. Oh, yeah, Jeff, what we're doing with since we're putting the Tube of Terror in some mainstream stores, we're repackaging the box. It's going to be in a box with a cellophane window so you can see the Tube of Terror inside and big, gigantic warning on the outside and the inside. So that's one thing. That's the first thing we thought about going mainstream is how to really make sure that people are aware of what they're getting. Look, if you think about it, there are a dozen things in the Pepper Palace that if you go in there and you don't do the right thing, you can get hurt and go to a hospital. So we're going to be okay, I think. But, yeah, it's going to be fun. Man, you've never listened to the Grateful Dead. Dylan, you'd love them, dude. You got to go. Here's what you need to do. Don't listen to any of their albums that they did in studio. They sucked in studio. They really did. They were horrible in studio, but their live stuff. And the fortunate thing is they're worse than I am. I've got like 1,060 videos here. There are 30 years of live concerts that, you know, you go to a concert and they find out you're bootlegging, they kick you out. At a Dead show, they used to put a strip down in front with nothing but plugs. So you can go up and plug your stuff in. They welcomed it. How cool is that? So you go listen to some live Dead. You'll love them. Isn't that funny? Live Dead. I have had Death by Salsa, MJS. I just haven't reviewed it for the show yet, but I will. Hot Sauce Junkie Tim. Michael Tan's Hot Sauce is great. Isn't it? It's good stuff. Let's see here. Dead concerts are amazing. You'll love them, Dylan. I promise you. You'll trying to think of some. You know what? Look, Dick's Picks. Just Google Dick's Picks. He has some of the best lives, best. And here's the funny thing: there are some that are epic and legendary that everybody, all the Deadheads know about. Certain concerts that were just they were on. Here's the funny thing about the Dead. I've been to the Dead, a couple of Dead shows that were horrible. I don't know if they got, you know, they just weren't on. They were off. And I mean, halfway through the show, they're like, "Sorry, guys," and everybody in the audience was like, "Hey, we get it." And they were so cool. And nobody booed. That's what I mean. The hot sauce community is just like that. There's just that same feel of support and love. You know what's amazing? Let me tell you something cool. It was first time it happened. It was at the I don't know which one it was, but there are all these booths around the event center, and all these guys are. You'd think they're in competition with each other, right? Before the thing starts, everybody walks around and goes, "Good luck, man. Sell everything. Hope you have a great day. You know, knock them dead. Hope you have a great, you know, great expo. Good luck." Everybody went to everybody and said good luck. Everybody wants everybody to do well. There's no, "Hey, I hope he goes home with product. Hope he doesn't sell it all." Everybody wants everybody to do well. That's a hard spirit to find in a large body of people nowadays. You know what I mean? It really is. You do love or hate the Dead, Dylan or Dustin. That's a fact. I think that's probably pretty true. Man. To me, the first time you know what? This is what Dead songs sound like. To me, they sound like adult nursery rhymes. Like you hear it, and the first time you hear it, it's almost like you feel like you've heard it a million times, even though you know it's the first time you've heard it. They're like songs that take you back, even though that doesn't even make sense. It's hard to believe. It's amazing. Nothing but respect and love, man. That's absolutely true. Now, isn't it? Here's the crazy thing, you guys. Wouldn't it be neat if the whole world was like this? Can you imagine? You know why I love the Chili community? It's my escape. The world out there sucks. There's a lot of mean people, and there's a lot of hate and anger and racism and just crappy stuff going on. But here, there's never any of that. And if everybody could be like we are just right here, I'm telling you, if everybody could just sit down and eat a pepper together, life would be a lot better. Anyhow, let me tell you another great story. Heiko just said we used to care for each other. About 2 years ago, when I first got on social media with my channel, somebody had a pepper garden, and the weather came in and destroyed his peppers, all of them. And he was so pumped. He was like taking pictures of them, posting them every day. He had like 40 plants or something. And the horrible storm came in, and just his entire crop was gone. And he didn't say, "Hey, can you guys do me a favor and kind of rally for me and throw something my way and help me out because all my plants are dead?" He just said, "Bummer, you guys. My grow's over. The storm wiped out my plants." Do you know something? Like 2 or 3 guys, not they didn't even plan it. 2 or 3 different guys in the Chili community sent him plants. I don't mean seeds. I mean plants. He put them in the ground. He ended up having more plants after that happened than he had in the ground before the storm. But he didn't ask for that. And that, man, I'll tell you, it seems like that's why what's happening right here to me is so special. None of this makes sense. You know, the first video I made, a buddy of mine saw it, goes, "Dude, you need to swear in your videos and be crazy. No one's going to want to watch it." I went, "My kids watch. I don't swear in front of my kids. Other people's kids may watch. I don't swear in front of women or anybody. You know, I don't, you know." And he said, "You're never going to, you know, it's never going to grow if you don't, dude." I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to do the right thing, not the easy thing." You know, and it's just, I wish the whole world was like this, because here's the funny thing. This channel doesn't even make sense. You guys know all the reasons this channel doesn't make sense? Do you know? Let me tell you. Number one, peppers. It's a pepper channel. Number two, I don't edit ever. Nothing. I turn the camera on and I turn the camera off. And that's it. There's no graphics, no cutaways, no bookend music to take you in, take you out. There's maybe 15 videos when I first started the channel. There's music in the beginning and the end. A buddy of mine wrote that music. And you know why we don't do that? It's because I don't know how. I'm not that smart. It's the truth. But it's just very, very real and very raw. And I think, but the truth is, if you look at, we're in a world where everything is graphics and edited and everything's fancy, and the fact that this channel is working speaks volumes about you guys. Do you guys get that? Do you guys ever think about that? It does. It speaks volumes about you. I mean that. Gives me goosebumps. I got goosebumps. Look at my hair sticking up. It's amazing. Yeah, you know what? The other thing is, somebody said, who said that? Craig goes, it's great that we get the real deal with you. Do you know, I've watched a lot of people that do make, not just in the chili, but go on YouTube. People have this sort of shtick or persona that they put on when the red light's on the camera saying record. You know what I mean? Where they're kind of acting. I'm not an actor. I couldn't do that. Well, here's the thing, Dylan. I think you swear like a sailor. There's a time and a place. There are people that will know me. Desiree will tell me. I've had some problems in airports where I've called her 6 feet off the ground, cursing like a sailor because I'm freaking out. So but I also have control. I know my kids have never heard me swear. I don't curse in front of my children. I figure they're going to hear those words from somebody. They're not going to hear them from me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay, yeah, hold on. Jeremy's got a good question. Jeremy Taylor says, Mr. Scoville, call me Johnny, dude. Come on. I've heard many people describe being in pepper panic mode while in it. Can you describe it right now being in a normal state of mind? Of course. Here, it's so easy. I mean, it's really, really easy to describe panic mode. Panic mode happens when somebody has an experience of heat that they're not used to. All right? So I've eaten the hottest stuff in the world. You're not going to see me in panic mode because I know what to expect. But when somebody doesn't know what to expect and there's a million views, Reaper video gone wrong, or you've seen them all. Some will eat something, and the problem is it gets hot, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's hot." Then it gets a lot hotter, and they're starting to get scared because they don't realize where it's going to stop, and that is where the panic comes from. They've never felt pain like that. It's an unnatural, crazy kind of heat, and the unknowing of how hotter is this going to get? That is what creates the panic mode, and it is. It's like. It's really funny if you watch. It's really weird. I've done funny thing to watch. Watch somebody who does a challenge or eat something really hot. They'll put their glasses down, they'll rearrange their desk. They get busy all of a sudden. Happens to me too. I don't know what it is, but when I've done something like eat 4 or 5 peppers and then you're adjusting your desk and rearranging things while you're on live camera. It's weird. It's the strangest thing. It happens. So many people do it though. It's almost comical. It's pretty funny. I don't know. Other times I can barely see. Lately, you know what I'm saying. A long, strange trip has been. I panic when I don't have anything to drink and to stop the burning. I drink. It's really funny. Somebody made a comment yesterday. So funny. They definitely don't know the channel or know me. They're like, "You're an idiot, dude. Drink some milk. It'll help kill the burn." Like, I drink water to make the burn worse. Why do I want to kill the burn? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? I might do this for that feeling. Why in the world would I eat it to get that feeling and then immediately kill it? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. If that's the kind of the way you are, why are you doing it? You're right, Izzy. I think it's trying to distract yourself. Just be busy to take your mind off what's going on. It's really funny. Go watch some of the really bad challenges. I do that all the time. I'll like rearrange my desk. It's the silliest thing. Doesn't make any sense. What was harder, 20 chips or the 3 tubes? The 3 tubes is way hotter. Way hotter. I designed the rules for a reason. You can only eat 1 or 2 peanuts at a time, and you have to go the full 10 minutes before you start the 5 minutes. If you just got the mouthful of peanuts, shoved it in your mouth, chewed them up and swallowed it, it'd be a much, much, much easier challenge. But going 2 peanuts at a time, spacing it out, makes that heat go like this. So to me, it was way worse. I was hallucinating during that video, like for real. I've had friends that saw that, called me like, dude, maybe we need to talk. It's getting kind of out of hand. It really isn't. It looks way worse than, it looks way worse than it is. Landon's here. Landon, good to see you. Shout out to you, Landon. What's my favorite hot jerky? You know what, Michael? My favorite hot jerky is jerky you wouldn't see in a store. The best jerky I've ever had is jerky that were made by hobbyists, and that's the truth. Because any mainstream jerky, I obviously am going to want it heated, spicy. You get somebody says, "Careful, it's hot." It's not hot. It's just what they're saying to sell it. But I have friends. I have some jerky downstairs in my bedroom, right on my bedstand. Melt your face off. So the best jerky I've ever had, you're never going to find it in stores. Maybe someday they may get into stores, but not yet. Let's see. This is your favorite YouTube channel? Izzy P, you don't know how that makes me feel. Thank you. It means a lot, for real. David says, 2.5 years ago, I would say the same drink, anything to kill the burn. Now I want it to last. Amen, man. I really do too. That's why I remember years and years ago. Well, yeah, it's weird. It's an addiction, but it's a healthy one, you know. Silly question, Stephen Hogue says. But is there a limit where someone can actually die from too much capsaicin? I think if you had some sort of allergy to it, or had some sort of a physical thing where you had a reaction to the capsaicin, sure, it can kill you. You know, I've had, listen. Have you ever heard of that show, Dude, Where's My Channel? Dude, Where's My Challenge? I mean, there's a YouTube channel called Dude, Where's My Challenge. They're huge. I think they're in England. These dudes ate the tube of terror, and one of them had to call 911 and go to the hospital. So, I think that, breathing is the issue. If somebody does have a reaction, usually having a hard time breathing becomes the issue. So I think it probably could kill somebody, but it ain't going to kill me. What was my first ever challenge, and how does it compare to the stuff you do today? Boy, some of the worst challenges I ever did were way back, to be really honest with you. Not that I'm putting it, going soft on you guys, because I'm not. But the very first challenge, I don't know. I think it might have been the Toe of Satan. It might have been 44 Magnum. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Oh, no, it may have been 8 Reapers. I can't really remember. My favorite challenges, I've said this, my favorite challenges are the ones that frighten me and the ones that I know before I ever even do it, that I'm never going to do it again. Those challenges I like. I like challenges that push me. I like to go right up to the edge. You don't want to step over the line, but I like to move that line, The Carolina Reaper Gusher Pepper you did was the first video seen on my channel. Mouth burn just watching it. That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. What is the nutritional value of hot peppers? I don't know. I do know this. There's more vitamin C in a pepper, even like a bell pepper. There's more vitamin C in one pepper than there is in 3 California oranges. So they're very, very good for you. It builds your immune system. It speeds up your metabolism. I can't say enough good things about peppers. Let's see. How do I conquer fear? Boy, you know what I do? I run right at it. It sounds crazy, but I run right at it. Someone said to me, listen, if you run from your problems, you just end up fighting tired, because at some point they catch up to you and you've been running, you're beat, you're tired, and you end up having to make that fight tired. I'm going to fight on my time, on my terms. So I run at my problems. So the coolest story about doing that, I was in Russia. I was training to run a marathon in Russia, and I was with a guy named Tony Hallaby. He was my translator. I was going on like a 15-mile run, and I was back, villages and stuff, and I wanted to have a translator with me. So I'm running with this guy, and we're running down this dirt street, and there's houses on each side, and in the doorway over here in front of us was this big, gnarly German Shepherd, and looked at me and pulled his lips back and growled. And I growled as loud as I could and sprinted. I was running this way, but changed my direction and ran right at that dog. It yelped like somebody had shocked it and ran up the stairway like it was scared to death. We kept running. My friend Tony called to me. He goes, man, how'd you know that was going to do that? I said, I didn't. But I run at my problems. And you know what? I recently ran at one. Let me tell you this, you guys. I'm not going to talk about it now, but I will at some point. Recently had a problem that I had been running from. Ignored it. Felt like a coward. Felt like a hypocrite. I'm running at it. I feel 10 feet tall and bulletproof. There's something to be said about going after your problems. You know what? There's one thing, you know what? No one ever procrastinates about great things that you like to do. Nobody procrastinates about fun, great things. You want to do those things. We only procrastinate about things you don't want to do, right? So run at your problems. Don't procrastinate. Run at them. I'm telling you, man. It'll help you a lot. David, good to see you, dude. Thanks for hanging out. Chuck Norris calls Johnny Advance in the mornings for advice in the mornings. MJS, you know what's so funny? There's probably 500 Chuck Norris comments on my page here on the video. It's hysterical. Some of them are so funny. Anyway, that's how I conquer my fear. But you know, the funny thing is you never really conquer it. You just face it. You don't ever conquer it. You just get in its face. You know what I mean? You know what, Charles? If I ever meet a bear, I'm going to go out Johnny Scoville style. You can't outrun a bear. You know that, right? They can run. I saw a video on YouTube years ago of a grizzly bear chasing down a deer in Alaska. I mean, it did it over like 200 or 300 yards. This deer had a huge advantage, and this bear was chugging, throwing his feet between his legs, fat, rolling like crazy. He ran down that deer. I mean, at one point, they were 100 yards apart. He chased that deer down. You aren't outrunning a bear. But you know what? Listen, he'd take one bite of me and say I was too spicy. I'd be good. The skydiving video looked like it was a blast. That was a blast. That was so much fun. That was a scary one. That was a scary video. You know what was the scariest part of that video for me? I mean it. The scariest part of that video was I didn't want to look scared to you guys because I was scared to death. I was really scared. I mean, 2.5 miles up. We had one take to do it. I wanted to nail it in one take and one take only. But I didn't want to look like a coward. I didn't want to look scared. And that's what was most frightening, was to not, anyway. It was a fun jump, man. It was so funny because when I got there, they're like, you can't do that. I'm like, because you don't think I can, or do you have a rule that I'm not allowed to?